TRS clips, that one channel where you get to explore the unexplored realms of knowledge. Back to UFOs. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was the topic we planned for
Yeah.
when we were outside.
Okay.
You said something about a New York Times article.
Yeah.
What was the New York
I
Times
think
article?
2017, the New York Times has an article, and it indicates that there's much more going on with UFOs. And I think it may have published 3 videos purported to be alien craft. The Go Fast, Gimbal, and I forget what the other one was, Tic Tac. So now there are all these videos. Nobody knows if they're real, if they're fake, what's going on. We can't get straight answers. And, I'm going to just say very clearly, there's an enormous USAP, which is an unacknowledged special access program that has to do with UFOs. And people seem to call it the Legacy Program.
It's built by who?
We don't know.
It just exists.
Well, that's the thing. It's an unacknowledged special access program. So a special access program is a secret program. An unacknowledged... This is going to get really ridiculous.
That's fine. Ridiculous conversations are most fun.
Okay. So let's talk about levels of secretness from a silly perspective.
From a silly perspective. Go on.
All right. So you ever hear this thing where somebody says, that sounds like a conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Okay. This shows you how ridiculous that is as a frame. First of all, we have something called a special access program, which is a conspiracy of some kind. It's known to exist in the U.S. So please spare me the claim that you sound like a conspiracy, because we have a category for conspiracies called special access programs that you can look up. In that category, there's a smaller category called unacknowledged special access programs, which are special access programs that are so secret that we won't even let you know that they exist. It's not that we have one and we won't tell you what's in it. We won't even tell you that we have that one. Then there is waived special access, unacknowledged special access programs, which means that they don't have to report except to a tiny group of people that the unacknowledged special access program even exists. And then we have a waived and bigoted unacknowledged special access. So these are the levels of conspiracy that we know exist.
Where is all this information available?
Look up waived and bigoted unacknowledged special access programs, and you can find it, because the category of conspiracies is not a conspiracy. By presidential orders or law, this stuff is out in the open. The category.
The federal government in the U.S. releases...
U.S. federal government.
Gotcha.
So look up USAP and waived and bigoted, where bigoted means that there's a special list of people, and if you're not on the list, you can't even know a thing.
Could you give us a few examples of these?
No.
I mean, based on whatever's out there already.
So, in the middle 1970s, we found out that there were secret programs in the government that, for example, targeted Americans. So there was something called COINTELPRO. And COINTELPRO was a secret program that was discovered by a group of people who broke into the FBI's office outside of Philadelphia in 1971 during the Super Bowl. And they stole some documents, and they had this word on the top of the documents that nobody knew, COINTELPRO. And so they asked, okay, well, what does this word mean? So these are thieves. They steal the documents. And the Freedom of Information Act forced the government to say it meant counterintelligence program. And it was a dirty tricks program where we tried to get Martin Luther King to kill himself.
But how do you get someone to kill themselves?
Well, you write to them and say, all of your philandering with women is going to come out, and you're going to be disgraced as a man of the cloth. We took a woman named Jean Seberg, who was a famous actress in Hollywood, and we made her life hell by accusing her. We planted a story in the Los Angeles Times. So just try to imagine this. The FBI of the United States plants a story with a journalist named Joyce Haber in the Los Angeles Times that one of Hollywood's leading actresses, is sleeping with a member of the Black Panthers militant African American group against the knowledge of her husband. And so she's pregnant. She's so stressed out from this. Like, you get disgraced in the world and your life is turned upside down. And she miscarries her child. And then she keeps trying to kill herself every year on the anniversary of her child's miscarriage, and finally succeeds just when the FBI is forced to reveal, yeah, we did that. We planted stories against our own citizens and drove them to madness and suicide. So we found out all of this during hearings called the Church and Pike hearings in the mid-1970s, where we found out, have you ever heard about the heart attack gun?
No.
We developed a gun where instead of a bullet, you'd shoot a tiny pin of a dart into somebody with some kind of poison that would induce them to have a heart attack. And I think that the little pin would dissolve. So, we've been up to crazy things. And we know that we do these things, and we know which programs are allowed to do these things.
Thank you for consuming this clip, दोस्तों. अगर ऐसे ही और clips explore करने हैं तो इस channel के playlists को ज़रूर explore करना.